gloves over on Haven. It looks like VAC Kimchi will do just that. They'll stick to it, but no. The Jet picked up once more for Sablefoot.
Climax back on the Omen as well. No substitutions here from VAC Kimchi, so the 7-man roster playing the exact same members they just had versus Pew Pew Gun. We'll see if the luck changes, if they get a more favorable matchup now versus Team Risen, who, like I said, clean slate for them, fresh matchup, no Zers, just Kimchi.
Sounds like a good restaurant name. Well, it
doesn't feel like a very diverse menu though, if you're gonna put it that
just
way.
Kimchi. Just kimchi. That's it. That's all you're getting. Just kimchi. We'll see if Risen are able to digest that one, as they are going to have to hold it off. For the moment, they've done all right over towards the B site. They've prevented any pressure, but A site now very much in the firing line. Oh, Climax. Spots it out. Spots two. That can prompt some fast rotates. Look at this. Oh, this is a full shadow step. Is it going to pay off? No. Samjo Min able to get the read on that, but Wonder Walker comes through. Both of the shorty barrels emptied towards the attackers. They swing out wide. They're able to claim once more, but Wonder Walker, doing so much work now, left in a 2 versus 2, gets the heal off.
There it is.
But the flank comes out, and it's brutal. Juke NK are going to rise with the rest of the team. 2 players left standing, and they take the first round.
It does feel like he's been the clutch player of the team so far, right? Even when you look at where they were able to get wins off against Zers earlier on, it was Chukinke getting those nice picks, and he got that flank, he hit the headshots. I think Climax, unfortunately, he went for the very aggressive Shrouded set, but if he got 1 kill, that would have been very helpful. The fact that he goes 0-1 at that stage, probably a bit of a detriment to his team. He definitely needed to go at least 1-1 now down Team Risen. Get the 1 onto the board. Full Spectres abound and heavy armors.
Feels like they want to play a little bit aggressive, but there's some shorties in their way. Going for the paranoia towards long and trying to get rid of any camera that might be playing around there. So removing vision, removing utility, but B site under pressure now. The shorty up close and personal. The wall is in. The flashpoint turned away from. Both barrels go, but it's not going to do enough damage. They actually tanked that one beautifully. Oh, he has to go up on the updraft. There's a huge nade from Help. Does a lot of work there to displace them, to slow things down. There's an opening, maybe for a retake.
15 HP for Sablefoot and no Sage player available for Team Risen now. They do have a decent post fight. 2 members offside itself, and Perosi, Sanjay Men will both pick up 1 each. VAC Kimchi now need to do a lot of work. Remember, they are on an eco right now in Dongo.
No way.
Both barrels of the shorties firing strong, but unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get the 3rd shot on the Sablefoot, who again only had the 15 HP. And Team Risen now get the number 2 on the board. The expected number 2, but not without losses. They've lost 3 members, and that will be 3 rebuys.
I don't even know if they're going to be able to full rebuy here either, AVRL. I mean, as a Bulldog, they don't have the cash reserves to be going full into this round. Only 1 Vandal bought, and that's a huge turn up for VAC Kimchi. Look at the guns they're going to be able to swing out here. 2 Phantoms, a Vandal. More likely, the Help is going to be back on either a Bulldog, but no, goes for a Vandal as well. So this is a really good turn up for VAC Kimchi.
Minus the Donga and Judge pickup there, and he's going to be playing over towards... Well, he was thinking about A, but he'll leave the A solo defense for now. It will now be a split C hit. Decent number of members over in this direction, though. Let's see what can happen here. The solo defender of Treasure needs to get 1, and he does. Can he confirm another second, though? He won't get that.
Sablefoot able to pick up the Vandal as well, so Team Risen fast up to sight. Despite the gun disadvantage, they're able to just rattle it on through, and that's exactly what you need to do. You need to isolate the 2v1s, the 3v1s, and playing fast is a great way to do that.
This is going to be tough for Dongun specifically. If he can get a gun upgrade, that would be ideal. Judge not good for the retake unless you're going to get really close, and now we'll see if he can just help his members in there, and he's able to do so. Look at this so far. Very even trades. Team Risen, though. Shukin K. Barely. Oh my goodness, just goes down at the last second.
So close there, a triple kill, and it was looking ropey after a good start to the retake for VAC Kimchi. They sent on in, and the damage they did on the eco last round comes back to pay dividends for them. 1 round found now, but a lot of damage done. Again, it's the same story, and neither team going to have enough money to full buy into this one.
It's been a bloody game so far. I think this is what the takeaway is, John, because the reason why we are so low on money is due to how many repurchases we've had so far into this game. Every single round, we've had multiple members on both teams fall over. Barely any weapons saved across those 3 rounds, and now It's just all the cheap options coming through. You can see that even VAC Kimchi, despite winning that one, it's back on the judge. Just the one Vandal, I believe. The rest of them will be on the Bulldogs.
They do have the Cypher Cam up for Team Risen, so I think they have got a little inkling on this peak. I'm not sure if it was destroyed just yet, but the Shrouded step again for Climax to try and play up close on the short push, but no one's really there. I'm going to have to bide their time.
Oh, Perosi saw it hit. He saw his shoulder. Now he's getting scared. This is the difficult position for him to play in. He's gone up against the treasure player on the other side who has a Bulldog available, and we know who wins that long-range fight in terms of guns. Why even peek? It's a risk that is not necessary. At that range as well, you can't 1D with the Sheriff either. So now VAC Kimchi still alive with 5. I think Risen as well. Just happy they'll get their 5th player out.
Stacking up for B. The slow orbs are there. Oh, that's a really good combo there. It's going to do a little bit of damage. Just a tickle, though. Jatara's taken very, very low, down to 10 HP. I thought that was going to do more to the Sage on Team Risen to Chukenke, but no, just out of the range of those paint shells.
15 seconds for a heal. Can't afford to wait too long, though. Looks 35 seconds already. Some J-Men down. Wonder Walker's done a hell of a job through the smoke, but will eventually fall. And now, let's see if the shotguns can do too much. VAC Kimchi have arrived. They're here for the defense and the retake. Just the one member now. Chukenke, Resurrection available, but no teammates yet. Does he go for it? That's a question. Dead.
Goodness me, Donghoon, the shotgun master himself, just jumping around corners. He did it with a shorty on B. In round number 2, sorry, he's done it again with the judge in round number 4. And well, if you just play shotguns, you don't even need an economy to back you up. You can find them pretty much every round, and it's going to go pretty well for him. He's going to stick to it, it looks like.
This is the other difficulty of B, by the way, is that typically the defense will be able to rotate towards the site very quickly. So to actually get a post plant, you need to clear site early, make sure that no defenders are there for a very early contest. They have to go for an actual retake where you've reset and perhaps have gone dark. You then need to play offsite as the attacking team for your post plant. It's a lot of checkboxes here that need to be ticked for a B hit to be successful, which is why I think most teams ignore it. But when teams do go for it, you got to go through the steps. And for Team Risen, not successful. 2-2 so far. VAC Kimchi back and alive.
I want to see what that lineup was for the Cypher camera there, because that's really high up and probably pretty tricky to get. It might be a...
He's looking over towards split.
I'm sorry, my inner Cypher main is showing right now. I'm sorry about that, but still interesting lineup, interesting position. Going to be able to scope out the entirety of Long as well as Garage.
How far pushed up Climaxes, by the way. This is information gathering for him so far. Slightly safer for an Omen to do this. I wasn't happy when I see Raze players do this, but for Omens, you have options to get out, so I'm a little bit more accepting of this play. Team Risen, they really like their B, don't they? Here comes Climax, though. The position and possibility for him to get a sneaky pick.
The question is, do they have the read on a push coming out here? No, they fall it back for help. He's going to be able to get the spray down. A beautiful strafing, crouching headshot wall bang. I mean, how many more adjectives do you want on that one? But either way, he gets the job done. Climax is going to do the same, but Perosi shuts it down from long range. Spiking control of VAC Kimchi, however, and it's an unclimbable mountain for Perosi.
That was an ungodly flick coming through from Climax as well. He was watching over towards grass, and one play comes through the window. And Perosi's got a big job to do now. He's not even going to take the first kill there. That was a tough position to be in, and VAC Kimchi walk away with this one with 4 still alive. We talked at length about players not really, or rather teams not really holding on to player lives going through these rounds. Well, now VAC Kimchi get to walk away with a decent amount of cash.
Still, though, Donghoon on the judge. He's going to stick to his guns, and it's been working out pretty well for them so far. We'll see what more
No, John,
they can
stick to
do.
his gun, because he only plays one weapon.
That is a very good point. I shall rephrase that. Stick to his gun, as he is going to be more than enough happy, and they'll save the money going forwards to bolster that economy further.
Eco coming through from Risen. I did see a Sheriff there. Goes for Perosi as well. He also purchased armor, so he's kind of buying into this. Chukenke as well. Looking to see if he can maybe get a 1D over towards mid, and they're just doing a little bit of homework here, just seeing if they can hear anything over towards mid. Climax is playing, I would say, the mostly safe angle towards long. Oh, it's not safe enough though, is it, John? Because he goes down, and now the push comes on through. That's a free gun on the floor.
They're going to try and get the orbital strike down to prevent those rotates on the push, but Donghoon is close. Judge shot sail wide. He should have stuck to a different gun, it seems. Headshot from the Ghost will be able to take care of the problem. They push on forwards. The Roomba coming through,
gun.
but Chukenke lands the headshot with that, with the sheriff there. And this is a really successful eco push coming out. Help.
They're gonna win.
Trapped to the window. And they're going to be able to get it done here. Holy hell, Team
That's
Risen.
ridiculous.
That's dynamic.
This is a Team Risen we never got to see on Split versus Zers, and this is now just speaking so much about how good Zers was. The fact that Team Risen got smacked down 13-2, and now coming into this, they've just won a mighty eco, and that is a pretty much perfect way of how you want to play an eco. If they manage to get all 5 alive, they punish Climax for taking now, I will rephrase myself to say, a more aggressive angle. You notice that Climax, look at where he died in the minimap. He didn't actually hug a wall. He wasn't playing an actual corner. He had his whole body exposed, instantly dies to a ghost headshot somehow. That's a gun taken away. Chukenke has the flank over through from B as well. He's lurking onto B, gets a kill onto a player over towards A-Link in Heaven. At that stage of the game, that's too many guns given over. Samjay in Israel. Oh, sorry, rather, I think it was Donghoon who's the other player holding onto A. He can't hold on, he drops his gun. That's 3 weapons now given over. And suddenly Team Risen just get to skyrocket this economy by picking up 3 weapons.
They are pretty much on even footing. That camera destroyed early is actually a really big pickup because they don't know how many players are down there, and it's actually only 1, so might give a little bit of false info over to the defense of VAC Kimchi. I think that, quite honestly, Donghoon should have been able to have so much more of an impact on that last push. AVRL, I mean, he had the close range Judge. He just missed 2 shots at point blank. It's not what you want to be seeing, especially after the performances he's had previously with that weapon.
I think it was going to be tough no matter what. He had 5 players rushing in. Maybe he gets 1 or 2 kills. And I'll say, look, the Judge isn't the greatest weapon upgrade, so ironically, that Judge ends up being kind of okay just because he dies with it, and it's not really a gun that Risen want to hold on to. And now, just exploring options over towards this number 7 round. Climax has learned his lessons while he wasn't peeking over towards that long A angle, so doesn't die to the operator, and now comes the push.
Wonder Walker holding strong, the aftershock, the fault line, sorry. Not going to be able to get that daze, but they are going to bait out the Raze paint shells. Now they're going to operate over towards that A site. No one tucked in close on B to hear this push early, but Climax is playing up top and will be able to take down Perosi and look for a second as well. They don't know where he is. Donghoon gets one on the sidelines, but Jacharis lands the flick. And they're trading 1 for 1 for 1 at the moment as Risen left with 1 man standing. It's just Sablefit over towards A. Oh, beg your pardon. Over towards A long and 10 seconds left on the clock. Really not going to be able to get too much done here.
Oh, he's been spotted by the Doombot. Early morning here, John. No worries about that one, but he'll be able to walk through Sablefit with this operator still into hand. And can I just say, by the way, if Climax got a second kill there, that would have been unacceptable. You say that Team Risen didn't know where he was. Well, who was it? Jataris died to him. They have to know where he was. Somebody got killed by Climax. You called out that position. Unacceptable that no one knew where he was. So actually, no, Jataris wasn't the one who died. Point being, though, yeah, Chukenke died. Point being, though, somebody got killed by Climax. If he gets a second one, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, he should have had that second kill, given the situation that was there. He had a free spray onto Jataris, but it was just luck of the draw there. But either way, they hold onto the site. They're able to get it done, and Risen now on the back foot slightly.
Not the best smoke coming through from Climax, unless he was attempting to just smoke off the actual entrance itself, but it doesn't cover, I would say, the entranceway over towards long, but maybe he was wanting to bait. Either way, playing up against an operator, doesn't want to have to take that kind of a risk. Now we'll just leave a lurker over towards A. We're exploring all possibilities on all sites now. Team Risen like to play for picks early on. That's partially why you have the operator, by the way, and I think I'm a little surprised that you're not playing Sablefit over towards C, but here comes the Rolling Thunder. We're going to A again.
It's going to hit Climax, and he's going to try and recover behind and use the orb, and it's going to work out for him. Pushes around the side of the site as Wonder Walker comes in. He bides his time, able to strike and take down Sancho Min, but no more. Choop will get his revenge from last round, but in the meantime, the damage is done as Wonder Walker walks on in, and Perosi last standing now, low HP, and has helped to clean things up.
That Kimchi, they strike Climax. Staying alive there, I think, is huge. If he dies without getting a kill, that's a massive loss for them. 5 and 3 now. This game has been going all sorts of ways so far. 2 and then a 3 and a 1 and a 2. And this first half has not really been massively favored one way or the other. We've seen some real magic coming through from both Risen and VAC Kimchi. Now going to round number 9 here. Looking at the gun situation, this is probably the biggest point of contention because Sablefit and Jataris are not going to be able to buy up.
They'll have to use their brains over brawn on this one, it seems, but looks
Again,
like
not the best
Sanjay Min
smoke.
gets the best of Climax. A headshot comes down, but he's down to 10 HP, so some damage done. Heal already invested as well.
Unless he's being a slow about it and he's not in position, but every single time Risen's had a player push up beyond the smoke before the smoke lands. So yeah, it's gonna have to be adjustments now by Climax and co. Jataris will get traded here, so Treasure's actually going to be able to make up for that early loss for VAC Kimchi. Keep this at a stable 4 and 4.
There's the adjustments, though. They're able to keep it, as you say. They have to wait probably another, I think it's 15 seconds or so for another heal coming out on the attack. They'll probably wait for that, and then they'll press the gas. But if their Sage goes down, oh, that could have been disastrous. Wonder Walker is actually the one who gets picked up, and Team Risen now have an opening. They don't know if Donghoon's here. Gets one to go down, and Donghoon finds a second. Not able to land the showstopper. Finds a third as well. They can't displace him from the short. The spike has been dropped. Perosi coming back in, though, with a double kill, bringing us into a 1 versus 1. Drops down the orbital strike, trying to zone them away. Doesn't have the spike, as it is down under heaven. The smoke will clear soon enough. I think he's going to go for the re-smoke there, but no, he doesn't go for it. I think he spotted out the barrel. That was playing close. Will spot out the head. 13 seconds left. He's so close to it. And the operator shot from heaven. Treasure holds it down for Kimchi. It was so close, it swung back and forth, but in the end, he's able to land a shot.
And just for context, by the way, Treasure doesn't even need to get the kill at that exact moment. If he just stays alive, plays for the timer, eventually Team Risen have to use Perosi to get this plant. At that time in the game, that's when Treasure can strike with a 100% certainty or a near 100% certainty that he's going to be able to win the round. Either he will die trying to prevent the plant, and then the time will run out, or he's going to prevent the plant, and both of those are a win-and-win situation. So actually takes the risk, gets the shot done, but if you wanted to play a little bit more disciplined, I think he should have waited. Just minor nitpicks here coming through from me, as Climax will once again attempt to make the smoke work over towards A. This time, no Risen player has peeked out early, but look at the flash, they are going to push him.
This time, he's ready and waiting, though. He knows they like to push. And I'll go through. The headshot comes out, wants to peek again, but Perosi lands the headshot with the Sheriff. A little bit of damage done, but that's not going to phase him one bit. 2 ults used on the previous round for Risen, however, and VAC Kimchi have 3 available.
4v4 here, but it's the ultimates, like you mentioned, that is the big difference. The default setup here is going to be Garage, B1, A1, and C1, and that is going to leave Team Risen with a nice 4v1 over Wonder Walker to try and hold on to this one. Like you mentioned, he has the Resurrection, but no bodies there, no teammates to try and help out. Orbital Strike to prevent the plant. They've already got the spike on the floor, though, so maybe didn't quite need that, but it will give time for VAC Kimchi to come in, and they will make use of that time. 3 members, 3 entries, all 3 angles covered, and that will be number 7 on the board.
Without the full arsenal, without the ultimates, it's going to be real tricky for Risen to make it happen, and that's exactly what happened, as you say, AVRL. 3 ults now still available for Kimchi. You can see they are stacked up. They have the res, they have the neural theft, and Climax can get anywhere he wants with his ultimate as well. Can go for those flanks, can go for those retakes, and when you're looking at that ult disadvantage, you need to be racking up some kills for Team Risen and trying to get them to come online, because at the moment it's only passive ultimates right now for the attacking side. I'm
a little concerned for Climax here as well. In his previous matchup on this exact same map, just a game ago versus Pew Pew Gun, he was 20 bombing, top fragger on the lobby, and now he's bottom for his team so far, and he's just been not having luck over towards A. And speaking of not having luck, Shuriken K finds himself on the wrong end of Treasure's barrel there, and that will be an early 4v5. Can Sablefit maybe respond?
The white coat shrouding death for Team Risen.
Ooh, okay.
Jet tries to jump back across. The Doombot will spot out the Jet several times, but they don't manage to get the damage in. Climax, though, he's swapped it up and is pushed close, but this time in Garage is going to drop the orb towards B doors and hold them off there as well. Team Risen rethink their strategy.
Well, that's the thing. The adaptation here is if you know and you've seen utils coming through from Climax over towards not A, that means he's not A. That means A is a vulnerability. This is now going to be the push from Team Risen, pressuring Dongun, who's buying himself over towards, is that either heaven or under heaven or somewhere. Maybe back aside, there he is. He's not even watching the angle. He has no idea it's coming now. He'll try and counter-smoke it. And Kimchi are going to have to come through for this retake.
Very, very fast, effective take there from Risen. Afraid I'm not quite connecting. Had the cyber cage out instead of his gun and might pay the price for that one. But either way, they get the spike down and they get a really solid post plant. There's a flank coming in from Climax, but I think that might be spotted out by the cam. Yeah, I think he's just seen.
It got pinged. There it is.
Doesn't matter. Climax lands the headshot. Help. Comes in for a second. And the retake is on. Perosi. Subjay Min. And Perosi again. They'll find 3. Now 1 player left standing.
Oh, timing. You hate to see it, John. You hate to see him pull out the util just as a swing comes in. And I was just saying, he's 1 off. Look, if he gets 1 kill, I could see how the clutch was going to come through. Right? Perosi gets 1 kill, gets the orbital strike, runs away, goes dark, plays the orbital strike to prevent the defuse. That's the 1v2 clutch, and that's the 4th round on board for Team Risen. And my god, are they going to need this 4th round, because they do not want to be going into the second half 3-9.
Really demoralizing for them, especially coming off the back of Zer's, the loss against Zer's. But we've seen some glimmers of hope coming out for Team Risen. Maybe on the defense they'll have a better time of things, but for now they seem to be really struggling to find those openings. And you know, I don't want to blame the choice, but it feels like Sablefit not quite the right fit with this jet in the composition.
I mean, they're trying to really force maybe an operator players coming through. Partially the reason you want to play a jet is she's just a great usage of the sniper. So far it's been Treasure getting the kills here, and Sable fits so late to the party, my man. He is coming through at the final hour here, tries to get something done. Team Risen get nothing out of this one. 3-9, a disastrous first half.
That was just a mop and a bucket situation there on C site. You're really going to have to spend a while getting through the cracks on that to clean it up. But 9-3 on the half, a beautiful start. VAC Kimchi. They went down in a very closely fought game last time around, and they are coming back with a vengeance. Team Risen, however, not so lucky.
Sablefit here, 4-9. Climax as well, 7-9. Climax is, at least I would say, starting to catch up a little bit here. All of his teammates on double digits. Again, as a reminder, he was dropping a 20 bomb, top fragging in just the last game. This has been a huge turnaround, and not the good kind of turnaround either. VAC Kimchi are still happy to be leading, though. I guess no matter who's getting the kills, they are still 6 ahead, and that's what matters at the end of the day. Team Risen will have to really try and bring this one back. It's better than what they got versus Zers, but only by 1.
At this rate, though, it looks like we might be seeing the rematch between Kimchi and Pew Pew Gun, because, well, my prediction is that Zers are just going to sweep the floor again, but we'll have to wait and check in on those results. So VAC Kimchi maybe looking to ride again and take the rematch, but at the moment they have to just finish out this game and take down Team Risen on the defense. At the moment they haven't managed to push all the way up, but aggression on towards the A stop punished.
Trap wire connecting to the Treasure. You can't have that happen as a Cypher player. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about here, John. 5 members, rather 4 members still available. VAC Kimchi, look at the spike plant, look at the long rotation though. Perosi is the guy that I'm looking at here. He hasn't been spotted out by the camera just yet, so this plant could be doing real damage. He's the last one alive. Does reveal himself though. Oh no, he's not going to get the kill either.
That's unfortunate. Wonder Walker cleans it up. A very fast push coming out from VAC Kimchi. Once they'd set their sights there, they set up and they went straight through. They took a little bit of a harrying on the way in, but Team Risen just panicked on the retake and they weren't able to find those angles and they were disjointed in their efforts. It needs to be a little bit more cohesive, but at the moment they're just not finding their feet. 10-3 now.
And a 4 spy. This is not an eco. Look at this. They've actually committed into, I think, a couple of weapons here. Yeah, they got 1 Spectre. So maybe a half buy. It's like a mixed buy, right? Because 3 members, I believe, are still in the pistols. And, well, they're going to lose a couple of those. Now Sablefit finally for 1, and he'll drop.
Chuk and K. Passive. looks for the refrags. Ooh, unfortunate Treasure. We know he can make those flicks, but wasn't to be. They break the trap wire, and over on C site they are able to find the opening. 3 versus 2 now post plant. Sage and Cypher, no res for them. And they will just have to bide their time. Walled off in Garage as well. Insult to injury. Stinger trying to break it as well. There's a second one. Picks up the Ghost for maybe a little bit longer range capability, but up close to personal. Wonder Walker finds one, rattles them down. 2 players found, and now 11 rounds to 3 in Team Risen. They're having flashbacks to last game against Zers.
Hilariously, their Jataris goes shopping for a new pistol, but he's going to lose all of his goodies on his way back home. His bag's been stolen, mate. Team Risen 3 and 11. It's looking bad for them, and as mentioned as well, because they force bought in that second round, that was a major gamble that does not pay off. They're either going to have to force buy again, or they're going to have to go for the hard eco that they really should be going for. Or they'll have a little bit of cash remaining. It'll just be the pistols, so making them more disciplined playthrough.
They'll be looking at Bulldogs next round, but they just want some chance of winning here. So the light armor on most of them going to give them some power, some staying power here on the defense.
Rising power. Some baking soda into that Team Risen right now. Seen a lot of fall, not a lot of rising for this team so far, which is a little bit ironic. And 3 to 11, it would have to be a magical second half, and I'm not seeing any magic tricks. Maybe this one though, that's quite a nice magic trick actually. We'll get them onto site, but will they plant? They might actually just rotate over towards A. Help's got one.
Now we're going to get a second as well. Climax finds a third. Perosi finally gets the first kill into the round, but that's swiftly dealt with, and now it's just Chuk on the sidelines. Will land the headshot with the Ghost. Has the heal as well, so got back up to full HP, but Donghoon sees to it that that's not going to go much further. They're going to need some yeastier plays to rise up on this one, but it's now 12 and 3 to VAC Kimchi.
Looks about as good as what I'm capable of doing in my baking, which is not really anything at all. 12-3. I think 13-3 will be the final score here, and that would, again, the takeaway here for Team Risen is that technically it was better than the result versus Zers, but versus Zers was only a 13-2, and they've only got the 1 extra to work with here. And even if they do get the 1, they would literally have to win every single round from here on out in a row. That is a mighty task, and it would have been a great start. Chuk and K would have hit that shot, but unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
The bullet went elsewhere on that one. I'm not too sure where it did land, but it certainly wasn't on target, unfortunately.
I think it went to the next tournament, John, because that's where Risen are going.
Ah, yeah, fantastic. That must be it. They are going to have to try and remount that bullet as they are their efforts, but for now, they're just biding their time. VAC Kimchi don't need to go aggressive. They just need 1 round and a half. That's all they're looking for. So no fancy schmancy plays need to come through. They just need to play back to basics and see what they can find.
Oh, come on, you have to hit that.
Saber fits. Oh, second chance as well. Doesn't manage to land it.
Punished in the worst way possible. Treasure's like, hey, mate, let me show you how to use that gun of yours. VAC Kimchi now on their way over towards A. No one is able to stop them. This is going about as poorly as you can expect.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate. 1 versus 5 on the retaking. They're going to need to head over to Trid's Twitter for some croissant baking tips there. It's been on the dough prowl last time around, but Perosi gives the game away now. They know exactly where he is. 1 versus 5. Lands a headshot. Starts out. Oh no! Come on! Come on! Orbital strike displaces him. They're just being mean at this stage. They still have the showstopper. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to look for it. Look at this. Goes out wide. Swings the headshot. Orbital strike.
No. Do not be pulling out the utility there. Come on, you need some more trigger discipline there. You know a second guy's coming on through a Perosi, please. Does he get a second kill? He's not going to get the defuse, so at this point in the game, we're just playing a bit of deathmatch here, John. Game's over. 13-3 confirmed. VAC Kimchi go on through, and that is going to be Team Risen out of the tournament early.